Hi, how's it going? This is Resident of Collinwood, and I'm here to do a revisited video about Widow's Hill. I feel like I don't talk about it enough, and it's actually my favorite location in Dark Shadows. No, not just because the great house sits on top of there, but because of the lore around it. I mean, we're talking about the widows, the four widows who jumped to their death because their husbands never came back from the sea. So they couldn't live without them, so they all commit suicide. You have Dupre Collins, Josette Collins, who gets put under a spell by a witch, Angelique, who jumps to her death. And think about this too. Think of all the victims it almost claims. I mean, Liz almost goes off Widow's Hill, and if it weren't for Barnabas, and this is, by the way, this is before they make him a good guy, he stops Liz from jumping. He doesn't have to. It's not like anyone knows he's out there. He could just watch her go over. But here's the thing, too, with that Barnabas has seen what a body looks like beneath Widow's Hill and Josette. He has seen the brokenness of Josette and how terrifying that is. I dare say Barnabas could not watch another woman go off Widow's Hill, even though he does. Not Liz, not Liz. But I think that's the thing that Adam jumps off Widow's Hill and lives because well he Barnabas, he's made from the blood of Barnabas's vampire DNA. I kid you not, he's not a vampire himself. Um, so Adam's a very unique character. He's basically Dr. Frankenstein's monster in a sense, where he's body parts from dead people, and he when he jumps, I'm thinking, oh my god, he jumped. I mean, we've never seen just someone like full on almost. It's almost like he's trying to do a cannonball, and I love it. Like it just cannonball. He jumps. He doesn't do a cannonball, but you get what I'm saying. He jumps off Widow's Hill, and I'm like, is this dude's crazy? So, but he's not really. He's still alive. Jeb Hawks alive? No, no. I'd like him to be for Carolyn's sake, but no, God, no. He goes off Widow's Hill. He's the other male who goes off Widow's Hill, but he doesn't live to tell. He doesn't live to talk about it. We'll say, even though they never found his body. Now you could say, well, they never found his body. He's still alive. Look, if you want to have that theory, go ahead. I'm not going to argue it. I definitely think that's a possibility, but for me, no. I don't think Jeb's alive. Widow's Hill, think about this too. No one ever is going to stop going up that hill. There's something about it. There really is. If you guys have seen my background picture for my channel and my Facebook and Twitter, the picture is made by a friend of mine, John Philip Betancourt. Huge shout out to him. To me, that's what Widow's Hill looks like. Here's this big cliff, straight down are rocks, jagged rocks, and there's the ocean, the Atlantic. That to me is what Widow's Hill looks like in my mind. And not just because of how he made it, but I've always pictured Widow's Hill as this big, long drop cliff where if you fall, you are done. Widow's Hill, it's one of the look. Another friend of mine, Darnell Weeks, has talked. We've talked about characters, and he said this too, that places are like characters themselves, and they are. And Widow's Hill, to me, is one of the best characteristics of Dark Shadows. It has so much lore around it, and the legend of the widows itself is, to me, like if I weren't like let's say if I weren't a native of Collinsport, if I created a fictional character that wasn't a native of Collinsport, and they just happened to hear of this place called Widow's Hill, To me, you'd be enticed to go to see, hey, what's with this place? What's with the lore? These women jump to their death? Jesus, it sounds awful. But to me, what really won over Widow's Hill, another thing Victoria does not get enough credit for, is putting over Widow's Hill. She would stand out there and look out to the sea. She looks down one time and sees the rocks. And it gives you that menacing feel of, my God, you would not want to drop from there. That to me is what lays the groundwork for Widow's Hill, is all the times Vicky goes out there. And then the next time, one time she goes out there, she sees Bill Malloy's body and delivers the blood curdling scream of the century that would rival Jamie Lee Curtis. I mean, what a scream. It's amazing. And that's the thing too with Widow's Hill. There's been so much death at the bottom of that hill. A person really needs to investigate the lore of Widow's Hill. And again, I hope that's something they put in the new series. If the new series gets approved or gets picked up, I really hope that there's some sort of investigation into the lore of Widow's Hill, not just the legend of it. We know the legend of the Widows. Everybody in Collinsport knows that legend. So let's say someone outside of Collinsport starts researching the town and reads about Widow's Hill. The Collinsport Historical Society, shout out to them, had this shirt that said, "Beware the falling body." Beautiful, beautiful, or a sign or something. I could be mistaken about the shirt, but I know they had like this thing. I think it was a print. I'm gonna say, "Beware the falling bodies of Widows," because honestly, that's what it feels like. It's just like the bodies are just gonna start falling off Widow's Hill one right after another. They're just all gonna line up from Collinsport like a big line and just start dropping. Right? I mean, come on. Think about this too. If you were a character who wasn't from Collinsport, you never heard the name Collinsport or Collins, and you just happen to start looking that up, and you see all this death by this hill, you're gonna look into it. It would definitely be something I'd love to see a character sort of explore, because I think it's not really truly an untapped vein in Dark Shadows. I know it's been, look, the lore of the hill has been discussed. Certainly not just by me, but by others. But there is something there to explore. There's got to be more than just the widows themselves. Were they the first? Were they really? It's something that really you could look into. Who was the first person to jump from that hill, and why? Why specifically? Was it over just a lover or a lost one? Is it as simple as these women off themselves, or or one person, just jumped to their death? Okay, it's really fascinating, and I would definitely love to see that within the new series. So I hope you guys enjoyed this Widow's Hill Revisited tour a bit. You guys have a great day and have a wonderful, wonderful day. Thank you. Bye.